Yo, what's going on everyone, Karma here, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 build video. Today, I bring you guys a build that I have been using in some of my videos and streams that you all keep asking about. This build is called KARMAGEDDON. This will absolutely decimate any mob in the game with relative ease, and it is even more broken than a recursion build on Amara. Remember how the recursion used to be? Well, this is so much better. All you need to do is shoot a complex fruit sniper in any mobbing area and everything will die. And this is all thanks to a broken interaction between the complex fruit, AoE damage, and Indiscriminate. Also, keep in mind that I am doing everything you're seeing on screen without any guardian ranks. So it does not matter what guardian rank you have, you can be a low rank or a really high rank, you should still be able to clear any content in the game. In this video, we will talk about everything from how this build works. We're also going to talk about equipment and the roles I recommend on said equipment. We're also going to talk about the skills that help this build perform so well and modifiers that will make this build better instead of hurting it. Yes, even hard modifiers will help. So before I get into this video, if you find it helpful or informative in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that'll be awesome as well. Starting off, here are the skill trees. I will leave each of them up for a couple of seconds on screen in case you want to copy them. So, let me explain how this build works. This is all possible when we combine a radiation complex root, a red suit shield with bonus radiation damage, an elemental projector with AoE damage, a class mod with splash damage radius, and a Amara skill called Indiscriminate. And just so you know, it doesn't matter what class mod you are using. You can use a phaser or a driver, they will both perform well. Just make sure that if you are using a phaser, do not have any points into conflux, because if you do, you will down yourself. So the perfect phaser would be one with +5 on clarity, but as long as it does not have any points into conflux, you should be fine. So, we are using a radiation complex root with bonus splash damage. This isn't too hard to get. All you need is DLC 3 and you can farm Lanny Dixon. She has about a 33% drop rate on this weapon, so you should get it pretty easily. Anyway, when you combine this weapon with AoE damage on your artifact and splash radius on your class mod, it creates these massive explosions that can hit any enemy in the area. You can basically nuke the entire map with this mechanic. Even at the Guardian takedown, you can just shoot the complex root straight up in the air, and every single enemy around you will get hit by the complex root, including yourself. So you will be taking radiation damage and receive a radiation dot. This will basically proc the elemental projector, boosting your radiation damage even further by 108%. However, this also means that you will take self-damage and down yourself, so that's why we're using a red suit which will absorb all the radiation damage. This will make you immune to radiation damage, and it also means that you cannot run any bonus element aside from radiation because, once again, you will down yourself. So if you take a look at the red tree, you have to avoid infusion, forceful expression, and conflux because all those 3 skills will down you. And in case you haven't noticed, you don't even need to use your action skill. If you want to use Ties That Bind, you can go ahead and do so, but it will not make a difference. Everything will still cease to exist with just a couple of shots. So with this build, I don't advise you to build around your action skill. It is not necessary. And the final mechanism that makes this build work so well is Indiscriminate. Now, Indiscriminate is going to be very interesting. With this skill, bullets have a chance to ricochet, and when they ricochet, they will deal decreased damage and double dip into elemental, splash, and certain anointments if applicable. And on Mayhem 10, they receive a 600% increase in damage. So technically, the ricochet shots will do more damage than the original shot. Anyway, typically, with these shots, they will only ricochet once, hit a new target, and that's it. But with the complex root, it works a little differently. When you shoot this weapon, it creates these child projectiles that create this weird pattern and explode. So, the thing with Indiscriminate is that the initial shot has a chance to ricochet, and all of the child projectiles will also have a chance to ricochet. And it does not stop here. Once these ricochet with Indiscriminate and hit new targets, normally that's where it stops. The new target takes damage and that's it. However, with the complex route, those ricochet shots will create that special effect on the new target again, and all those child projectiles will again have a chance to proc Indiscriminate. So essentially, you can keep on proccing Indiscriminate for as long as multiple enemies are there to ricochet from. And we are not done here. There's a whole lot of math that we need to cover. So first, we shoot the complex route and it ricochets with Indiscriminate, right? Well, that ricochet shot double dips into elemental bonuses, splash damage bonuses, and it gets a 600% increase on Mayhem 10. Once that happens, remember that the child projectiles created from a ricochet shot can also proc Indiscriminate again. Well, again, it'll double dip into elemental, splash, and the Mayhem 10 scaling bonuses. Then again and again for as many times as it ricochets from just one shot. So in English, you shoot complex route, things go boom. So now let's talk about what skills make this build even better. So for the red tree, you want to make sure that you take Tempest, which will increase your radiation damage by 30%. And remember, Indiscriminate will keep dipping into this bonus until everything is dead. Deep Well will increase the magazine size of elemental weapons by 20%. 1 point into sustainment will be enough to keep you alive in case you take any damage. And remember, in the red tree, make sure to not take Forceful Expression, Infusion, or Conflux. Moving on to the green tree here, Personal Space will increase your damage by up to 52%. This damage is V2, and the only thing it'll be additive within this build is Sniper Rifle damage from our artifact and class mods, so it is a must-have. Arms Deal will increase our splash damage by 20%. Again, remember that Indiscriminate will double dip as many times as it procs with the complex route. And one more thing about the green tree, for Phaserker builds, you want to max out Helping Hands. For driver builds, you want to max out Mindfulness, and the extra 2 points you can put them wherever you want. And finally, you have the blue tree. The important perks here are Wrath, which will increase your weapon damage by up to 40%, Transcend, which will increase your critical hit damage by 27%, Fast Hands and Alacrity will increase your DPS by increasing reload speed and weapon switch time. Also from Rest, this skill will increase fire rate and charge time of the complex route, again further increasing your DPS. And finally, you want to make sure you take 1 point on Remnant. This skill will basically take any overkill damage you do, put it into a little orb that seeks out an enemy, and with the amount of damage that we are doing after multiple ricocheted shots from Indiscriminate, Remnant will more than likely always have damage cap and literally one-shot every enemy in the game. I also wanted to touch a little bit on Laid Bare. I did not put any points in this skill since we are not using our action skill. There is no need to do that with this build. However, once AoE damage and splash damage radius with the complex route is fixed, we will be using Ties that Bind, so then Laid Bare will be more useful. However, in the meantime, don't take it. And the last thing I wanted to talk about are modifiers that work best with this build. So you want Speed Demon, Heavenly Avenger, Laser Fair, and Postmortem. All of these will make your life so much easier. Speed Demon will help you run through anything faster to take down whatever you want to do, and also help you when you're using the driver class mod. And the rest are just extra things to ricochet Indiscriminate with. And with this, we have arrived at the end of the video. In the description, I will leave a list of the perfect rolls and everything you need in order to maximize the damage of this build. Regardless, even without god rolls, this build will destroy any content in the game. Believe me. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button for me, as that would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that'll be amazing as well. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.